everybody. Imagine that you are having a lovely day at the beach with your little children. So many of us have little children. You're watching your kids playing happily in the waves, and then all of a sudden your daughter starts screaming because her uncle, that uncle, let her watch Jaws a couple weeks ago, and a plastic bag just touched her leg, and now she's convinced that there are sharks, so she runs out of the water. Fine, you say, I can handle this. Let's all just build a sandcastle. So you're building a sandcastle, everything is fine until you notice that your son is building his little turrets with cigarette butts, and then he cuts his hand on a piece of broken glass because somebody had a party there a few nights ago and didn't feel like cleaning up after themselves. All right, you can still handle this. It's not the end of the world having a beach vacation not go exactly right. So you all head down to your local fish and chips place. Unfortunately, you didn't read the article in Crane's Chicago Business Weekly, which talked about microbeads, how they've gotten into our water, into the ocean. They soak up all kinds of nasty things like motor oil and pesticides, and then now they're in your fish that you're eating. This is, of course, a made-up scenario, but it's all too likely about what is happening these days. We have a problem with trash and just not being very environmentally friendly in our culture, and so I'm here to just kind of talk about some of the pros and the cons of leading a more environmentally friendly life. First of all, our oceans, as I mentioned, desperately need help. The problem is, a lot of what we end up throwing away ends up in the ocean. Even here in Colorado, it can end up in the ocean. As it breaks down, little small organisms, algae, little shrimp and krill, plankton and stuff, eat that. Larger organisms eat that, larger and larger and larger, and then pretty soon, unless you're Marianne, who is vegan, you're ending up eating mercury and toxic chemicals in your fish on your dinner plate. The other option is that trash doesn't even get broken down. It gets eaten by larger animals like this Glasson's albatross Chris Jordan took a picture of on the Midway Atoll. The island that he went to is just covered in dead albatross, and as you can see, it died because its stomach is full of plastic, which is just gross. Not only will making small changes benefit the ocean, benefit the environment, but it'll benefit you. Less wasted products equals less wasted resources, which is good for the environment. Less wasted products also equals less wasted money. Instead of going out and spending all this money buying water bottles, you just get a reusable water bottle, just use that. You save money, you save the environment, everybody wins. That said, sometimes it can be a little inconvenient. Those plastic water bottles are super convenient. Plastic bags, who doesn't forget plastic? They're reusable bags sometimes. Of course, there's a solution to that. You can buy these little tiny ones that you can just stick in your pocket or stick in your purse or whatever, and then you always have them with you. Researching what is environmentally friendly, what is not environmentally friendly can be tedious. Nobody wants to have to research a product before going out and buying it. We all just want to be able to go to the store, buy something, and then feel good about it. I totally get that. The other issue is recycling. Everybody loves to recycle. It makes you feel so good, but it's not as efficient as we all might like to believe. And it's more expensive, up to 55% more, according to journalist Evan Decker. And incorrect recycling wastes extra resources as they then have to sort it out. This is actually a picture that my friend John Williams posted today of his street. As you can see, every single recycling bin has a note on it that says your recycling has garbage in it that's not recyclable. A common example, greasy pizza boxes. Everybody, cardboard's recyclable. Not if it's covered in grease and cheese. Those pizza boxes are not recyclable, so please just throw those in the trash. So, those are kind of some of the things that I think about when I try to, live my life is it good for the environment? Is it also good for me? What about you guys? What are some of the reasons that you have to try to be more environmentally friendly, or some of the reasons you avoid doing it?
One of the reasons I've kind of seen that eco-friendly goes hand in hand with natural, and so when it comes to kids, you want to try and be as good of a parent as possible and feed them organic and friendly and all natural and all of that. So a lot of those like cleaning products I've gotten eco-friendly on. They're much more costly, but they're worth it, and they're going to keep my kids safe.
I did. That is a great point. I try to use the more eco-friendly stuff as well. This is just sort of a pet peeve of mine because it is a huge misconception. Please keep in mind that organic does not mean pesticide and insecticide free. Organic pesticides are often seriously toxic to humans, so please still rinse off your organic vegetables. Just sort of throwing that out there as an environmental thing. What about some of the reasons that we don't?
The only reason is pure laziness or no compassion whatsoever.
Apathetic.
Yeah.
They don't care.
I mean, I think
What can I do to make a difference? I'm only one person. So
Right.
what if I throw that pizza box in?
I try to just tell myself, I may only be one person, but every cloth diaper I use is one less disposable diaper sitting in a landfill for 500 years. Because disposable diapers do not decompose. I think I truly believe anyway that these little changes that each individual can make really do add up to a lot. And I hope that actually that's my last one. Okay. I hope that we've had some good ideas exchanged and given you guys something to think about, and we'll talk about in future speeches. So I'll try to give you some more ideas about little changes that we